discharges, you guys run. I'll hold it back. I'll shoot at it, hold it back, try to scare it. But if this thing charges, I can defend myself. You got it. This was very late at night. Everybody was asleep. And I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. That distracted him.
Multiple layers of spiritual activity.
Hey, Gwen, what's up? Whoops. There you are. Hey. Oh, my goodness. I can't hear you.
I'm there.
There you are. Yeah. So we're waiting on Blaine Rohan to join us. But tonight, there he comes. He's coming in now. Tonight, we've got a very special guest. There's Mr. Blaine.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
We've got a really, really awesome guy coming on the show
Right
tonight.
on,
I'm
right
really
on.
thrilled to have him. First time I met him, I just reached over and hugged him. That was just it. I just like, oh, there you are. And I just hugged him, really, really kind man, old-fashioned gentleman. Let me play something real quick so everybody will get an idea of who he is, and then I'll read his bio. Here we go. So, without further ado, let's welcome Kevin Otte. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, how are you?
Welcome
Hey,
to the
Kevin.
show.
Good to see you. Oh, can you give me 1 second, please?
Sure. So, Kevin, he's not just cool because he's a cool guy, but he's got some things that are very similar to you, Blaine. He's got a background
Really?
similar to yours.
Right on.
He actually comes to us with a background in police work.
All right on.
Before he became a producer and investigator on Haunted Discoveries with Brandon Alvis and Mustafa Gadalori, Kevin came from a background as a deputy sheriff in Missouri.
Right
And
on,
in
man.
2007, he teamed up with a local private investigator and then joined his paranormal team, beginning his journey in the paranormal. And in 2009, he moved to California, where he met Brandon Alvis, and soon after, he became an honors graduate from the Los Angeles Film School in Hollywood.
Right on, man.
So that kicked his new career in film production into overdrive, and Kevin still uses his investigative techniques from law enforcement in the paranormal field to see if the evidence and data collected supports a logical explanation or puts it in the world of the unexplained. So I know that your background being in the military is similar to Kevin's in law enforcement. So I thought that was
Right
pretty interesting, having that analytical perspective.
Yes.
And also, all of us on the show right now are expressive, analytical people. You got both sides of the brain going. You have to kind of balance the both out, analytical and creative. So it's going to be a fun show.
Now, Kevin, filmmaking's got to be a lot better than chasing perps. I bet.
They both have their ups and downs.
See, my perps were actually shooting back at us. So, most of the time, all of the time. So
This is Luna. And
hello, Luna.
she has to photobomb every time. She's looking for Uncle Blaine. Yeah, and there's the cat, so she's going to jump out of my lap.
Hey, Luna.
Yeah, and guys, you remember who Ginger is?
Hi,
She
Ginger.
she came to the filming that we did, Kevin, and was following you around and kissing your fingers and wanting pets. So Kevin is he likes pets like we do.
Right on.
So did you like your intro?
I did. That was great.
So what are you guys doing now? You got so many fun things in the that you're already showing on Haunt TV.
Yeah, right now we're working on wrapping up season 4 to get it delivered.
Man.
So if somebody that hasn't watched your show, how would they go about getting to you and seeing? Or I think people should go on there and go on to IMDb and leave a review and do everything they can to get behind you and support you. How would they do that?
So to find the show, to watch it, it's available on Haunt TV, and that's accessible through Tubi.
Yeah, I love Tubi.
If you go to Tubi, you have to search Haunt TV. You can't just go search Haunted Discoveries. You have to search Haunt TV,
Okay.
and that's live streaming there. It's also on a Sling free stream,
Oh,
which is
I didn't know that.
Sling is another free app. Sling also has a subscription base, but you can do the free stream. But also, if you put in your email and sign up for a free account, it allows you to have 10 hours of a video recording too, which is nice.
Really?
And then Haunt is also available on Vizio. It's available on a couple
That's how
other
I saw
different
you.
platforms as well. Roku.
That's how I saw you guys
Nice.
on Vizio.
Roku. Sweet.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
Haunt's available on all those. And
This show will be on Roku coming up. We were, and then the bridge broke. I don't know how a technical bridge breaks, but it did.
Don't forget, we'll also be on Spotify soon and Apple podcasts as well.
Yeah,
So
so
you
all
watch
of
the
these
video
things will
just like
be.
we are now. Yeah.
There's plenty on there already, but all the new ones that were missed will be up there very soon.
Gwen,
So you're going to be all over, Kevin.
Yeah, Gwen, bring your computer this weekend. That way we can set ourselves up on Spotify and Apple TV. It's very easy to do.
Oh, I am.
Right on.
And I got us on Rumble.
Right on. We're on Rumble now too.
Nice.
We're going Rumble.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin, what got you into the paranormal, brother?
So it's always been kind of an interest to me. I grew up in Missouri, so a lot of being younger, driving around gravel roads with family, telling ghost stories, stuff like that. Watching the original Unsolved Mysteries, probably younger than I should have been.
Yeah.
That got me into aliens too, watching that show.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've just always kind of had a fascination of, you hear different stories from family members that, has had some stuff happen, and just all the local legends and lores and ghost stories, and this was really interesting. And then when I was on the sheriff's department, I started doing some side work for a private investigator, and him and his wife had a team, and we got to talking one night, and they invited me to an investigation, and did that, caught our first EVP, and I was hooked after that.
Yep, dude. I started this. I'm 59 years old now. I started seeing and hearing ghosts when I was 4. Lived across the street from a graveyard. I was the kid that when anything supernatural came on, if it was about aliens, Bigfoot, ghost, In Search of was like my mecca back in the 70s. And I read every book. I probably read Chariot of the Gods by Eric von Daniken probably 15 times when I was a kid, because it was so fascinating to me. And I made a good friend with a lady here in Alabama. Her name is Harriet Wyndham Tutman, and she wrote a book called 13 Alabama Ghosts. And she actually came to our school when I was probably about 3rd or 4th grade. And I got to talking to her, and I said, well, I see ghosts. And she says, do you really? I said, I have since I was little, but I can't tell too many people about it. But you write about ghosts, so I can talk to you about it. And she was so cool. She actually autographed one of her books for me, and I actually still have that book to this day. And I've been to every location in all of her 13 Alabama ghosts. I've been to all 13 locations, investigated all 13 of them, and I've got some great results. And Miss Tutman actually died probably about 8 or 9 years ago, but I had done 2 of the locations on her book, and I wrote to her and said, look, I got this while I was there. And I gave her all the information of the EVPs we caught there, of some photographs we had caught there. And she was going to publish them as a revision and when she revised the book again, but she got health problems and couldn't rewrite it. So
No.
I know, huh? But yeah, let me ask you this. As long as you've been, sorry, Lee.
It's okay. I'm just thinking.
As long as you've been investigating, what is the funniest thing you've ever had happen to you on an investigation?
Oh, goodness.
That's a good one, huh?
Well, not to me, but to somebody else.
Even better, you saw it.
Yeah, we were at an old house in Louisiana, Missouri, and we brought a new person with us, first time investigator.
Bait, yeah. Go ahead.
We're all standing there.
Bait.
Yeah.
He said,
So we're all standing there in the dark doing our EVP session. And John, the guy that ran our group, he was kind of in the background a little bit, and he just put on this like really creepy Halloween mask and just stood like right behind this guy. And so we're just going. He has no idea. And John just kind of bumps into him a little bit, and he turns around expecting it to be him, and he sees this face.
oh, Lord.
He screamed, he jumped, and he ran. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Okay, you see, if it had been me, y'all would have called 911 because I would have punched him right in his throat, for one. Ghosts don't scare me. People scare me. So, and my military training would have kicked in, and I'd have throat punched him and probably just beat him. So y'all said, stop, it's him. But that's me. That is funny, though. Now, I'll tell you one funny that was with me. There's this old place in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It used to be an old mental asylum called Bryce's. Well, it'd been dilapidated for a while. We actually got one of the few people that got permission to go in there and do an investigation because, dude, that place is, you're taking your own chances when you go in there because pieces of the building are falling down, bricks falling down. We did 8 hours there, and right next door to it, the state was going to refurbish this old convalescent home and turn it into very nice senior apartments. Well, we come over there and sit down, and we sit down. There was a whole bunch of wood stacked up on the sidewalk, and we go to sit down on the sidewalk, and thank God I had my recorder going. But I hear this old man in my ear goes, "It ain't gonna hold you, dumbass." And when it gets better,
I'm gonna have to mute myself.
when it gets better, all right. Thank God I had recorded. Then the old man, you hear the old man say, "They ain't gonna hold you, dumbass." Then you hear us sit on the wood, it crashes. Then you hear him cackle. "I told you, dumbass." I got so tickled, and I wasn't even embarrassed because I busted my ass. I thought it was just funny the old man said that. I was like, gotta love it. Spirits still have a sense of humor. And that just made my day. Everybody else is like,
I love it when it's like
That's
that.
hilarious.
Don't you? I mean, see, Kevin doesn't just look for like scary jump scare kind of thing. They get into the detail and the history and relationships, and that's what we do.
Yes.
That's why I was like, we're going to do a show on Tuesday, anytime that you're available, Kevin, because we would have a great time out there together.
Oh yeah.
I had something happen. It was a funny one. It was supposed to be a ceremonial grounds for a coven, and I thought maybe there'd be energy out there and whatnot. And so I'm out there wandering around in the dark because my flashlight's going dead, and Matt's ahead of me, but I cannot see. I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. It was that dark. And then I heard, it was an old man. It made me think of it when you said it. He said, "Y'all running around in the dark, you bunch of dumbasses," like that. And then it started to rain. I heard it, and it started to rain, and lightning cracked like that. And I said, "Oh!" And I stepped in something slick, and I just about did a split right then, trying to catch myself. And I'm yelling the whole time, and you can go back and hear the EVP laughing and said, "Yep, that's owl shit." Just like that.
"Oh God."
Yep, that's owl shit. Oh my gosh, Gwen, I'll have to take you out where that was because that was some craziness.
Kevin, I'll give you another funny one too. We were at Waverly Hills doing an event up there, and they had a couple that they put with us because they put people with some of the paracelebs that were up there, and we were on the third floor, and we literally walk in, sit down, and turn the ghost box on. And the lady was just sitting there, and dude, she farted so loud.
Oh no!
I would have claimed that one. I mean, good God! And as soon as she did it, you hear this ghost of the spirit goes, "You nasty bitch."
We have a disclaimer. We can say these things. Let me run that disclaimer.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just telling you what. Well, shit's not a bad word anyway. It's an acronym for ship high in transit. But she turned redder than my shirt, And she looked at her husband and says, "Get my purse. We're leaving." And as she was leaving, the spirits for
Get
this
my
shit
purse.
to hell. There goes stanky ass. I hope you don't. The favorite was, "I hope you don't shit yourself." And I'm dying.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And she got talked about the rest of the night we were there. Even other investigators kept saying that the spirits kept saying about somebody shitting herself. And I laughed at that because I'm like, okay, I had to tell them all the story.
Maybe she did. Maybe that's why she had to leave. I mean, that happens.
No, she got embarrassed. No, it was a fart. It wasn't. It wasn't.
You sure it wasn't a shark?
No, she didn't start herself because it didn't have. It's just a plain old gas. But it was
plain old gas. Lord have mercy. Where are we tonight? Our brains are way out there somewhere.
I'm trying to make the show funny because I mean this is fun stuff, and
it is fun.
Kevin's probably got to film with some kick-ass places too.
Oh,
I'd love to hear about some of those.
Pat, thank you.
Oh yeah,
we got a lot of people watching. We've got Vicky. We've got Vicky cracking up. Hey, thanks, Pat. Oh my gosh, we've got a lot of fun things happening. So, what's one of your favorite places, man? I mean, you've got to have a place that just touched your heart.
One of my favorite places to go is any of the locations in Virginia City, Nevada.
Oh yeah, dude.
Love Mackey Mansion. I love the Washoe.
Washow's nice.
Oh
just
yeah.
Walking up and down the street, during the day, going in all the stores and.
What was that?
I have no idea.
My thing went crazy.
Okay. As long as you're okay,
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Am I supposed to turn something off? I don't know.
No.
Did I turn something on?
I was checking the comments that we can't see just to see.
Yeah. Thank you, honey. We've been having trouble with chats. Chats are going awry, so.
Bad Gwen.
Well, we probably have about 90,000 subscribers that'll be watching this at some point. So hope y'all are having fun because we sure are.
They're laughing at us, so that's okay.
And that's what I want. But yeah, dude, any place that's historical like that, especially Old West, I love going to. I've done the Washoe. I didn't get a chance to do everything else that you did there, but the Washoe, I had a blast. I kept wondering why a certain TV person got scared and jumped out a window there. I was having a blast.
Let me guess who that is.
I could
Don't say it.
I could tell you this. We pulled his man card. He has no man card no more.
Bless his heart.
Virginia City's cool. I really like Goldfield too. That's a fun town.
Dude, I know.
The high school. The high school, the Nixon building, and the hotel.
See, we need a bucket list.
Yeah.
I want a bucket list. I wish you could come. I wish that, Kevin, I would love for you to come November 2nd to Fitzpatrick Hotel in Washington, Georgia. The first female prisoner was hung on the street where the hotel is. It's built on top of a cemetery.
Oh, wow.
The main street burned down 3 times. It was always because the courthouse was being struck by lightning. It gets struck by lightning, burn the town down. Get struck by lightning, burn the town down. So I was like, I might be telling you something there. But they back the hotel back some. And when they did that, they're right on top of a cemetery. And, everybody's in a pine box at that point, so it's not like you can dig up a vault and a casket and everything. So they just kind of moved some stones out of the way and went for it. So, that's how you make a haunted hotel, put it on top of dead people.
Yeah.
And then people died there. There, shootouts and stagecoaches stopping and somebody getting run over by a stagecoach. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff. And George Washington slept there, hence the name of the town, And there's a plantation house up the road that's also very haunted. So we're just going to have fun.
Yeah.
There's a set of twins that died in the hotel. One died from scarlet fever, and the other one broke her neck falling down the stairs. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. But these girls are still there, and they are so bad. They're terrible. They turn TVs on, they unlock doors, or they lock doors. There's just, it's off the chain there. It's a lot of fun. And when they have a bunch of ghosties, they really
love it.
bring it. They do. They love it.
They do.
And this is the Day of the Dead. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, never
Yeah.
mind. That's this weekend. Never mind. I was thinking it's Friday the 13th, but that's this Friday. We'll be down in
That's
South
Friday.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a paranormal conference in Ozark,
Ozark.
Alabama. Yeah, it is going to be amazing, Vicki. Thank you. So I try to find places that we don't know so much about,
Mhm.
and then go and find out what's going on. And
Yeah.
Blaine and I, well, all three of us love cemeteries.
Oh yes.
We have a little bit of a club that we go to cemeteries and try to piece things together about what may have happened. You want to tell him about the about your Alabama lawyer in South Carolina?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you two of them.
Wasn't he sweet?
He
Oh
was.
my
He was. Okay.
God. He
I'm-
looked like Captain Kangaroo because I could
He
see.
did. He did. I was about to say that, but yeah, I'm in South Carolina. I'm from Alabama, and Lee goes, "Come here." I'm like, "What's up?" She goes, "Look where this dude's from." I'm like, "Holy crap, he's from Athens, Alabama, which is like north of where I am." And I start talking to the guy because I'm an empath medium like Lee is,
Mhm.
and we have a conversation with him. And I got so tickled because it had his whole name in there. At the bottom, it had Esquire, then had renowned lawyer from the state of Alabama and South Carolina. I'm like, this is too cool. And we had the best conversation with this man. And he was just so, like you said, he looked just like Captain Kangaroo. And I asked him, because there was a mausoleum behind us made out of brick. And somebody had busted it down. And I asked him, I said, "Where is your family?" And he said, "Behind you." And I turned around. There was, because I have been wondering about that mausoleum, what was all broken up. He said the reason he had to do that because they were going to move that whole cemetery and just dig people up. He said, "I'll be damned if you're going to move my family. I built
Yeah.
a brick wall."
He built a wall
built
all the
brick
way
wall.
around. He
Yeah.
did.
Wow.
And he was so proud of the tombstone because he was
Yeah.
he was buried on top. It was during the winter.
Yep.
And so the whole top of his, coffin area, that coffin space was his tombstone. And the law firm that he was with paid for all of it. And he
Yeah.
was just so honored. And he talked about it and talked about it. Here, there he is.
There he is.
That's what he looked like.
And she's not lying. That's what he
No.
looked like. I'm like,
Yeah, I
Okay,
thought maybe he had a little mustache. Actually, Gwen did, but it was like I
This
think he
was
might have
another
just been
guy, yeah.
twirling. Yeah, I thought he was maybe twirling.
I told Lee we were standing. I said, "Lee, you see this? We got Captain Kangaroo right here." And he busted out laughing. He goes, "Oh,
Oh
my
my
God, you
God.
see him too?" And I'm like dying laughing because it was funny to me. He wouldn't have a clue who we were talking about because it's way after his time. But
Mhm.
we found his doppelganger.
We did, and he was so sweet. Oh my goodness. And he didn't want anybody stealing his family, moving anything
Nope.
around. He was happy where he was. He was honored. He was so thrilled to be talking to us and all of the equipment. He was fascinated. But then after we were about to leave, we're saying goodbye. And then he said, "Okay, I'm going back to sleep." And that was it.
Well,
He was done.
Well, remember this though. He goes, where are y'all going to be tonight? And we told him we were at a place called the Gilded Bat, but
Right.
at one time it was owned by a doctor. So him being a lawyer, he probably knew it because of the high society in town. He had been to the house. He knew where it was.
Yeah, he knew where it was.
And where we were
He
at the
said he
Gilded-
was going to come.
and he did. He showed up.
Yeah.
He showed up and walked around and goes, "It still looks the same."
Yeah. He was so sweet. Oh my God.
Yeah. But Kevin,
If you could come to Newberry, okay?
oh my God, yeah.
Please come to Newberry, South Carolina. Maybe we'll have a party and just invite you. Send an
time.
Uber to pick you up because there's a ghost that's all over downtown Newberry. And it's his name is Hank
Henry.
Dobson.
Oh, all right.
And I met him about 12 years ago. And the first thing he said to me was, asked me, was I a concubine?
Yeah.
And I said, "No, are you?" And he hung himself in his bank vault when the stock market crashed and everything. So it's a lot going on there with him. But he seems to know all the spirits in town. And if he's there, the party's coming because it seems like
Yeah.
all the other spirits are there too. But it's just a real historic town. And it's so fun to just, honestly, to put on your pajamas, go to a location and all the spirits know that you're there, during the day, go around, make sure everybody knows where you are, and then just get pizza and get all your equipment and everybody shows up. I know people are like, oh, that's a seance. No, it's not. These are friends.
Yeah.
It's not a seance. I'm not asking questions. We're having fun.
Yeah.
We're telling jokes,
We're letting them tell their stories.
Yeah, they tell us about things. Man, there's so much I wanted to tell you. I need to be asking you questions.
I'm sorry.
I know. I'm just so happy to see you. So tell us about some of your projects. Do you have anything that you want to do or things that you guys are working on as a team?
There's some upcoming stuff that hasn't been released yet. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I can't really say anything about that stuff yet. But
oh yeah, no, don't do that.
There's some stuff in the works.
Sweet.
And then
that's good. I know that he's
season 4 and getting that.
So Haunted Discoveries is now at season 4. And then I saw he had released something else. You guys had released another show that was like a spinoff from Haunted Discoveries. What was that?
So we shot a season of Family Spirits.
Right. And that came out. That was season 1. And then there was another.
Not come out yet. We should be having an announcement about that pretty soon.
Right on.
Family Spirit season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I saw that he was looking for something else. Like it seemed like it was a different. I don't remember. I try to follow everything you guys are doing, but you guys are doing so much. I got lost. Yeah. So are you guys traveling a lot? Because I know that he said you guys were going to be in the road a while.
Yeah, we were for that, and we're back local now. So.
Oh, good. Good. That way you can go home.
Yeah, it wears you out being on the road.
It does.
Just the more time that we are, for Haunted Discoveries, it wears you out. I can imagine some of these that's gone for like 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah. When I filmed Repossessed, we were back and forth every 2 weeks for about 6 months. There was a lot to that.
Oh yeah.
Shoot, I wish I could have took some six week trips. My trips were a year in Iraq, a year in Afghanistan, a year back in Iraq, a year in Jordan, a year in Saudi Arabia. Those were my trips.
All over.
Yeah, but tell them your first investigation.
Oh my God, dude, you're gonna love this. Okay. I was stationed at Norton Air Force Base in California, which is no longer there in San Bernardino. And we were sitting in our day room watching Helter Skelter on TV. And there was 3 of us in there. It was like, dude, we're only 60 miles from there. And somebody goes, no way. I said, yeah, dude. We went old school. This is 1985, dude. We pulled out the old atlas and started looking up how to get there for directions. We found our way. This is what we had for our first investigation there. A cassette recorder. We had a Polaroid camera. And you'll laugh at this because police officers use flashlights. The military basic training gives you these flashlights with these little cones on them. They were lightsabers before they were lightsabers. Okay. Well, after lightsabers. So we called them Lackland lasers. That's what we had. And we go up in the Hollywood Hills on Cielo Drive, and the house itself where Sharon Tate died is gone.
Right.
There's a man that owns both properties now. Him and his dad bought both, and they built the house right in the middle of the property. Well, this as a sheriff, you'll like this one. We were sitting there maybe 5 or 6 minutes, and LA County Sheriff pulls up, and he gets out of the car and he's like, "What are you boys doing?" And we didn't even have a word for ghost hunting. I said, "We're trying to catch a ghost." He goes, "I get off in 10 minutes. I'll be back." I'm like, "Hell yeah, you come back, dude. You come back. I don't get arrested for trespassing." And he came back. And this is what we caught. We caught nothing on the Polaroid. Of course, the flashlight was just to help us see. It didn't do nothing. But on that cassette recorder, I got 3 of my first EVPs off of that thing. And the first one was a male voice came through. And I asked him, I said, "Can you tell me your name?" And
Jay.
Yeah, thank you. He Jake Sebring came through. I said, "What did you do for a living?" "I cut hair." He was a big hairstylist from Hollywood. And then Abigail Folger came through second.
Bless her heart. Mm-mm.
And she was cool. She was like, "Yeah, I didn't like dying, but I'll get all of them," or something like that. And then I asked her, I said, what did your family do? And she said, "Coffee." No, she was at Folger's Coffee.
Yeah, heiress.
Yeah.
She was the heiress. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the best one we caught was from Sharon Tate. And I never asked her name. I just said, "Does anybody else want to say anything?" And she said, "They killed me. They killed my baby." And I knew exactly that was Sharon
Oh
Tate.
wow.
Yeah. And
I
so
think
that
she's
was,
so beautiful. What a beautiful.
oh,
woman
she was gorgeous.
And very natural beauty. Sort of like Linda Carter's a natural
Yeah,
beauty too.
exactly.
Okay,
And-
so sorry.
and
Got a
there's
question.
oh, do we have a question?
Yeah, Miss Peplo.
Hello,
Ke-
Vicky.
Here we go.
Yep, that's our publisher. Kevin, what places have you done so far, and what was the scariest for you?
Oh, it's hard to nail down all the places we've done. Cool thing about Haunted Discoveries, when we started that, we went to a lot of unknown places. Went
Right
to some
on.
There
small
you
bed and
go.
breakfasts
Yeah.
and stuff like that around Kentucky.
It is so beautiful where you are too.
I think
Oh
one
my
of the
gosh.
places where I went in and I kind of got the heaviest feeling where I actually had to stop and back out of a room before I could go back into it was at a Yuma prison in Arizona.
Dude, you've been there.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I have too.
Like,
I haven't been there.
Shoot, that may have been 2015, 16, somewhere in there, maybe.
Mine was back in 87. Yeah, 87. We were TDY there at Yuma Proving Grounds. And some of the guys, the Marines there said, "Hey, dude, you want to go?" Because they got a wing of the prison that's open to investigate. I'm like, "Come, let's go."
Yeah, there was one. Actually, it was going into that the isolation cell, the dark cell, or whatever it was they called it. Like I was in there earlier, and then I went to go in, and like, so you have the front door, and then you have like a 6-foot hallway, and then it goes into the actual
Mhm.
cell. Got about halfway into that hallway, and it's just like I hit a wall, just a wall of
Ooh.
energy.
Yeah.
I had to back up, kind of reground myself, and then I was finally able to walk in. But that was one of the creepiest things. That and probably one of the most creeped out I've been to was Southern California. It's a place called the Graber Olive House.
Okay.
I've heard it. I've been there yet, but I'm
And
going.
we was in the vat room where they have all the olive vats. I was actually in there
Yeah.
by myself, and
Ooh.
I was starting to do kind of an EVP session, and there was stories of like a shapeshifter, stuff like that being in there.
That's
you know
serious.
how sometimes when people talk, sometimes when they talk, they'll smack their lips when they go to say something.
I do that sometimes.
Kind of,
I hate it.
I heard that smack, and I felt the vibration of it on the back of my ear, like it was right behind me.
Did your ear, like after that, did you hear like a woo, like tinnitus?
I don't even remember. Just kind of.
Kevin,
Like, nobody was
Kevin,
there. You could feel the presence, and you could feel the vibration from that smack.
Kevin, I hate to tell you this, but you got kissed. Is what
I may
happened.
have. I hope it was
No,
a
you
girl.
have. You did.
My son
Oh.
got kissed. That was his first kiss, was a little spirit that was a ghost. Bless. Poor little thing. I wrote about it in my book. He hated that I did that, but it was a former children's home. And the
It
little
was
girl
sweet.
gave him a kiss. Yeah. She also tried to steal my sweet tea. The straw was going woo, 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 just like a kid, trying to drink the sweet tea. So I was going to ask about, serial killers. When we were talking about CeeLo Drive and Sharon Tate and things like that, would you be interested in being able to go about things in a paranormal way in search of more details about a serial killer?
Yes,
I think it'd be interesting.
it is.
I think it would be the bomb.
I've done 4 investigations that had serial killers that actually died on the properties,
Mhm.
and this is the weird thing about it is the serial killers are there in spirit, but so are their victims. So
Yes, that's
they
what
see their
scares
victims.
me because, well, go ahead, Blaine. We did this one together. It was the plantation where the guy murdered the girl and then they hung the
Yep.
man that did it. Now they were
Yep.
stuck together in spirit.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
worries
we
me.
did, not with the show, but before we started the show and stuff, I did go up and do Fox Hollow Farm up in Indiana.
Okay.
Yes.
The whole
Ooh.
Herbaumeister.
Her Baumeister, yeah.
I think you ought to write like a ghost atlas, you know, of all the places you've been and give us the ratings.
Oh, that'd be
Um,
nice.
Gosh, we could get Casper. I have a Durango that's got 3-row seats. We could get Casper and get behind you guys, and we could just go to these cool places. That's going to be my
Yeah.
retirement one
That's
day.
what's cool about like a lot of the ones we did in season 1. We did three bed and breakfasts that you can actually go stay at.
I love those.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's
You know,
my
and they were,
fave.
and we've got some great stuff there, especially the one if you've seen the episodes, season 1 at Hall Place.
Yeah, that is a
You know,
good one.
we started going into that place and it was just so tiny. It was, you know, kind of like, oh man, hope we can, you know, get what we need to make an episode out of this. And it just blew us away.
Yeah.
Again, it was a pretty much untapped resource.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, dude. Those are the best places because people don't realize that they are haunted. And I love it when people go, well, it's a brand new building. I'm like, okay,
It
but
don't matter.
no, it doesn't. And I keep telling them, look, okay, you think about it. You're not the only one that's ever lived on this property. There have been Native Americans on this property. There have been travelers to this property. There have been farmers on this property. So yeah, you're just because your house is brand new doesn't mean there's not historic and historical ghostly energies there.
Right.
Let's see. You got a couple questions. Sorry, I'm dropping things. I've got my hair
Okay.
down instead of
You want
pulled
me to
back,
read this one?
and I'm getting my hair all tangled up and stuff, and wires and everything else. Take over, Blaine. Read it.
Okay, Vicky wants to know, she's our publicist, if you could do an investigation anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Anywhere in the world, I kind of want to go to. I'd really like to go to Romania.
Yes.
Dude, Transylvania?
Yes. How many times have I said that?
And I would,
Yes.
I would love to do the Paris catacombs.
I've done those.
I've been there.
Dude, and I'll tell you one that's actually better than the catacombs, believe it or not, is the pyramids in Egypt.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Y'all,
Oh
I
my
just don't know if I could do that now.
Oh, I did. Oh,
I'd have
had
to
a
have
ball.
my hair braided and pinned because I went down in a submarine and I had on a poncho, one of those crocheted ponchos, and I had my hair down. And this was not the one that we did the boat in Wilmington. This was before that.
Mhm.
And I got caught up in switches and my hair was getting pulled and my little boy was a toddler and he was running through the submarine. And I was just like, I'm going to die here. This is how it happens. I'm dying right now. This is it. And I thought they were going to have to call a hazmat team, just look for the yellow stream. Finally, it was terrible.
Well,
I could feel everything, like things were walking through me and stuff. And I didn't do what I was supposed to do because I was worried about my son and I was hung up like in a spider web, So I think that we've hit.
Wait, I got to ask you one question. All right, Kevin.
I'm sorry, my brother.
If
Yes,
you
sir.
get to go to Romania, to Transylvania, please take me. I'm a good empath. I'm a good medium, and I'm a good investigator. And spirits love me, and you will get all kind of evidence that you wouldn't get before.
He's bargaining.
I'm bargaining, man. If I can get to
That's it.
Romania, you don't have to put me on the film. Just let me go, and I'll do everything you need me to do. I'll be a gopher. I could tote cameras. I could set up cameras. I could set up audio. I could do all that fun stuff.
I would totally get in trouble. Do not take me because I would be trying to. My luck, I'd get caught up with Dracula somewhere, and y'all have to come find me. I would be like, Scooby-Doo. What was her name? Daphne. That'd be me in that situation. I would be in trouble.
See, what most people don't understand though is why Vlad the Impaler did what he did.
Oh, I know, but
it was for him to. It was basically, all right, y'all want to come here? This is what's going to happen to you. I thought it was a stroke of brilliance, military wise, because
he didn't have a choice.
no, he didn't. They were invading his country. He was trying to protect Christendom over the Muslims, and he was fighting for his land and his people and his religion. And I thought what he did was just a stroke of brilliance, military strategy wise, because
Mhm.
you see a bunch of people.
But it was gross.
Hey,
Yeah.
I bet it kept your dumb ass out of coming to his country.
Y'all see all this? You want some of this? You want some of this?
Hey, I got plenty of trees in Romania, so
Mhm.
y'all want to come on and play? We'll play.
Mm.
See,
Well, the thing is, though, y'all, that was nasty.
but it was efficient and it worked. And
It did
what
work.
it was
It did work, and he did his thing. And I watched specials on Dracula all the time about
Yeah,
Vlad
we
the
do.
Impaler.
Yeah.
And one of the things I did notice is that people from that country are very proud
Sure
of the
they are.
leader, the war leader that he
He
was.
is a national
Yeah.
hero.
Yeah.
I mean, there's statues of him everywhere there.
Now my cat's coming to say hello. I'm
Oh.
just gonna maybe she'll go away in a minute. She's so wild. She's part Maine Coon. I know you can't see her for the filter, but
Yeah.
okay. So let's see. When we were just talking about the serial killer, like if we took a case and then we tried to speak with either victims or, someone that was the actual serial killer, like, Ted Bundy or something. Trying to follow that through would be really interesting. And we got a big rise out of people in the chat room in 3 different locations, and they're all saying, yes, need to have a show. So, I just thought it would be fun to try something like that. Pee Wee Gaskin is from South Carolina, which is where I live. And I get called to a location where he dumped several bodies. He was part of he was a carny. He worked for Carnival, and he was a little man, and so he couldn't dig holes, and so he would bury the dead bodies along streams, and then when it would flood, we would, the bodies would surface and stuff like that. So yeah, we got a bit of a mess with that, and I think the United States' first female serial killer is from South Carolina. Her name's Rebecca Cotton, and
Yeah,
she
she was a
haunts.
mean one.
Yeah, she's a Black
Mhm.
Widow. And she was gorgeous, and she killed several people and got off. So, there's the history and the mystery of the history is where it's at. So that's what I love about your shows.
I know.
You guys aren't just looking for the scary, you're looking for the
Right.
the story
Yeah.
too. Oh, and when we were talking about locations to investigate, Tom Gormley says the White House.
White House
Oh,
would
I'd
be
love
good.
it.
There was let's see, Mary Todd Lincoln, and there's one other president's wife that was said to have held seances in the White House.
That would be Pat Nixon that actually held there as well. And Reagan's wife had psychics Reagan had psychics come in. So
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one. A lot of history in that place.
That would.
you got to figure though too. It's like just all the U.S. history plus you've got British soldiers that have died on that property. You've got no telling how many other people have died that were building the place.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for a fact when Eisenhower became president, he went down and redid the basement, and put a bowling alley in. And 2 workers actually got crushed down there and died. So I do know that's a fact.
I remember hearing that.
Wow.
Yeah. See, I got a degree in history. I got a master's in history, so I know history.
He's not
really well.
just beauty, he's smart too.
I'm smart too, yeah. So that's why I love the places what you guys do with the history part of it and the investigation. And to
Mhm.
me, it's like I'm getting happy because I get to go to a historic location and talk to spirits from that location.
Mhm.
And I get to look at cool things too. Like I love how the architecture was done in certain eras and how they built stuff. To me, that is fascinating how they made that look so nice. And this is some of the funny stuff about it. Like some of the ones didn't have as much money as they said they did. So they'd have fake stuff in their house to make it look like they were super wealthy, but it was all facade. And to hear stuff like that, I love it because it's like, okay, you've got these nice crown moldings on the floor, but your fireplace holder or your fireplace blocker is just an ornate, very cheaply made, but it looks like it was very expensively made. Yeah, Roosevelt.
He said the meanest man in the world. Vicky is saying, didn't Winston Churchill also see a ghost in the White House?
Yes.
And she said, I love reading about and learning about history. Girl, you and me both.
Well, Vicky, I can tell you this. Okay, Winston Churchill was there. He had a conversation with Abraham Lincoln outside of the Lincoln bedroom, because that's the room he stayed in when he was in Washington. He also got Martha Washington to come through and talk to him, because Washington never lived in the White House, but Martha Washington actually visited and stayed in the White House several times. So her spirit is there. Let's see, Eleanor Roosevelt's spirits run through there. I'm sorry, what?
I was going to tell you, have you ever heard of a person named Major Butt? I know that's a weird name, but his name is Major Archibald Butt. And he actually saw a 15-year-old boy. And he said that he could feel a hand on his shoulder looking over to see what he might be doing. And this was like in 1900s. And so he was a military aide to President Taft, Major Archibald Butt. That's Major Butt. I think that's funny.
Major Butt,
and then and they President Taft called everybody in and said, all right, if I hear anybody talking about this, 15-year-old spirit, 14-year-old spirit that may be in here, I'm going to fire you on the spot. And that's how he put that to bed, because he had things that happened too.
That's why he didn't want it talked about, because it scared him.
It scared him, exactly. But I just thought it was hilarious, Major Butt. I love to say that. But Abraham Lincoln, Willie Lincoln, Andrew Jackson, Thomas Jefferson, Dolly Madison. She's in the Rose Garden.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Abigail Adams.
Yeah.
Wet laundry and scent of lavender. I don't know why she's wanting to smell like wet laundry, but okay. A lot of people
She used the lavender to cover up the smelly laundry, because she stunk very badly.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what's next? What do you want to do, Kevin? What is next on your agenda? I'm sorry, Blaine. Yeah. I'm just so excited. I'm having a great night.
Location-wise?
Yes.
Or project-wise. Have you thought about something you'd like to do?
Yeah, that's parts in the works. But
okay, don't say it then. Yet. Don't give it up, because people do copy smart ideas. So keep it to yourself.
You don't have to give the location, but just like give an area of like, okay, it's in the state of Delaware, or it's the state of, because that covers a whole lot of ground. Just say you're looking to do a location in this state.
I wanted to do something in Florida.
Yeah, it's on this side of the country.
Okay, cool.
So it's on the West Coast?
I'm in Kentucky. I'm in Louisville.
Oh, so you're right, straight up 65 for me then.
Where are you at?
Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I say let's all get in the car and go together, meet somewhere.
That's an easy road trip, brother. Just holler, we'll be up there.
Have you guys heard any updates on Bobby Mackey's? Because that's not far from you. It's only like an hour and something.
They're rebuilding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they tore that one down, or they're in the process of tearing it down to, I guess, rebuild on the same spot.
Oh.
So that stirred something
up. That's the last
up.
understanding I had. I could be wrong, but I believe that's the last thing I heard. It could have changed since then. But
have you heard if they filled the well in or not, or they left it on the property?
Well, I mean, the well was already filled in. The well actually, that's one of the things we kind of debunked in our series was, the well never went to a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, I know.
It went to like
a distillery.
Distillery, okay.
Yeah,
it was a slaughterhouse, but it was further away on the property according to the Sanborn fire maps.
Ah.
So Bobby Mackey's that we investigate was never the actual slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
What about the Satanist reports? That they had met there and all of that.
It's hard telling what happened there during the times when it was vacant. Nobody was in there or anything like that. Maybe even before it was the Latin Quarter.
Blaine, what was you going to say, baby?
It's not, like they said when we went there, people that's seen some of the previous shows think that they're going to go in there and all of a sudden you're going to have chairs flying across the room and stuff like that. But it's not that kind of place.
Kevin, you know what we got in there?
What's that?
a marble rolling across the floor. That was the biggest thing that moved in the whole place.
Marvel.
Yeah, I don't know, and it was an old Steely too. So any kid from the '70s played marbles. Steely was your best friend because you could bust up marbles like crazy and pick them in your pocket. And that's what we had. We had an old Steely just out of nowhere, just rolled from one. It was not there, and all of a sudden I hear it rolling, and it comes across the floor right in front of my feet. I'm like, "Cool, that's a Steely," and I picked it up.
I went there a while back. I went there a while back, and we were what do you call it? Like the old kitchen area up top there. We're sitting there doing an EVP session. All of a sudden, it sounded like someone took like a water bottle and just started doing this with it.
Yeah, we heard that up there.
And then I went down there and looked. Of course, nobody down there was looking around. I was like, well, let's go back up here and we'll sit down and finish going. When I played that back, we had a male voice that came through when I said that, and it's like, we'll see about that.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
You know who we got the most of up there was the caretaker. I forget what his name was, but he talked to us. Carl. Yeah, I think we talked to Carl, and I heard more from him than any other spirit in the whole building. And I asked Carl, I said, where did the Steely come from? He goes, that was mine. I gave it to you. I'm like, okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh.
He knew that. I guess he knew that I was, a little bit older, so I would appreciate it. These younger kids that were with me was like, "What the hell's that thing?" I said, "Y'all missed the fun of being on your knees in the dirt shooting marbles."
I was good at it. It was fun.
Oh God, it was our form of gambling. We you won marbles. You didn't win money, but God, I had sacks and sacks full of marbles because I got so good at shooting them. But yeah, dude, that's what Carl talked to us a lot. He was telling us, it's like, yeah, the one thing, and the stuff that I heard up here while I was sleeping, it was like, okay, old building, I hear the creaks of the floors. A lot of times that, like the amplifiers from the shows earlier, he'd hear the humming of those after everything's turned off because a lot of those older amps would still hum.
Yeah,
they'd hum when you start them up, and they'd hum when you got done with them. He said a lot of that I heard. He said I heard a scream a couple of times, but half the time it was hard to tell because there's a bunch of rednecks in there. We didn't know if some woman, got left in the bathroom and couldn't get her way out.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, they made a killing off that place, doing music and having investigations. It was a good spot. It was fun to go to. I'd like to go. I'd like to come back up there though, and see what they do with the new place. And see what's still there or what we can pick up on there. Because now, not only do you have the energy of the old building was there, you have everything that's been on that land, all the way from the Native Americans to the settlers and all kind of stuff up there. And no telling what you might get. For all we know, they might have built that original building on top of an old ancient Indian burial ground. You never know that because a lot of those
like that here in Kentucky.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of them didn't build mounds like some tribes did. Some of them actually just dug holes in the dirt and put their ancestors in the dirt with full regalia on and all the important stuff in their life that they owned. And that's the kind of stuff I'd like to find. And I'd love to talk to Native American spirits anyway, because they're always so cool to talk to. And they're always, if you treat them with respect, they're the best things you could ever have. But you piss off a Native American dude, you better be prepared for war.
Know it.
Dude,
yes,
boy,
because here they come.
Yep.
Well, Native Americans in the past, their belief system is that the dead rule the earth, and that it's their job to help their descendants achieve more things and learn more things spiritually in their life. So when a Native American would say, I hope I didn't embarrass my ancestors, or I hope my ancestors are proud, or in honor of my ancestors, it's because they're from that old school.
Yeah.
And so right now there's a big kick of, if you find something that's indigenous, don't dig it up, just leave it be, mark where it is. But the tribe that Gwen and Blaine and I belong to, the chief just got several $1 million from the government for a museum. He's an archaeologist. And so, he's going to be putting that on the tribal lands once we get that. There's a
Yeah.
whole lot to that. But, the more we've uncovered about the more that we've uncovered, I think, as a team about the cultural aspect of someone's life, whether they're this religion or that religion or what's customary and what's not, it affects how the haunts behaved with certain people.
Right.
And I find that part the most fascinating, not just the history of it all, but the person too, because it can really be personal.
Well, plus too, it'll be done honorably and respectfully. So
Yes.
it's not disrespecting the tribes that the stuff came from. It's putting them in a whole new light. It's now educating more people on what they had and what they did, instead of just, like I wouldn't do it, but just say if I was just digging around and I found a nice Native American artifact and I kept it for myself. Okay, that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing it with an archaeologist and we're doing this to save that culture and that artifact where other people can see and appreciate it, then it means a whole lot more. I mean, even if
it takes a different turn.
Even if I'm just walking around out somewhere and I find an arrowhead, before I'll even pick it up, I'll ask, is this okay if I take this arrowhead? Because I have nothing but respect for it. I have nothing but respect for the way it was done, the energy you put into making this, how you probably taught somebody else how to make an arrowhead just like you, and it was passed down. That I'll ask, and I'll keep those, but I don't disrespect them. I respect them. And if they tell me something, no, leave it where it is, I won't touch it. But if they say, go ahead and honor us, I'll go ahead and pick that arrowhead up and use it. And I love the energy that comes off of them. And people don't realize how much that stones actually hold energy and project energy. And I love it because I will make jewelry out of them. And so somebody else is going to respect them. I do these pendulums that I use. And Lee got me a bunch from our chief. They were not even full arrowheads. They were just chips that had fell off when they were making the arrowheads, but it still had that energy and the knowledge of those. And those pendulums are some of the best moving pendulums I've ever seen, and just because of that energy on them.
We did in season 2, we did a place up in Augusta, Kentucky, and there's a spot up there right on the river. And anybody that builds a house there, tries to build a driveway or anything, they cannot dig anywhere in that area without digging up Native American bones.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Like the whole town is built on all bones.
Well,
I know that our producer, not producer, not producer, Vicky, publisher. There it is. Vicky, the town that she and her wife live in, the whole Main Street area, the whole square is haunted because it was a cemetery and they moved everything out of the way to make the town. And they keep saying, and they are in Virginia, so it's not far from you.
No.
But there's a lot of ghost walks and things, and a lot of real things happening in these ghost walks. And so they were saying, you guys should come this way. And I really think we should.
I think the ghost walks are fun. I think the ghost walks really keep the spirits alive because you're going through there day after day, telling the stories time after time after time. And I think that really helps keep the places and the spirits alive.
I do. I agree with you on that, Kevin, because you think about this. All right. You go to a cemetery that nobody had been to for a while, and you start talking to the spirits there. And people think, okay, well, why would they stay in the cemetery? And I'll tell them this, okay, everywhere you've ever been leaves a sign of energy from you. And they're not confined to a physical body like we are. So their energy can be 4 or 5 places at one time and still have full consciousness. Well, when you go to a cemetery like that and you show respect and talk to them, I'll give you a good story. Me and Lee and Matt, part of the cemetery club, were at Shelby County, Alabama at an old Confederate cemetery. Well, we walked through and we showed respect to every single soldier that was in that graveyard. And when we got there, we thanked them for letting us be there, thanked us for letting us talk to them. And they were so excited that somebody came and remembered them and had conversations with them. And this is no lie. You're going to ask Lee. Me, Matt, and Lee, right when we were leaving, we told them, okay, thank you so much. We will come back and visit you again. And we had to walk probably about maybe 1,000 yards from the entrance to the cemetery to where we parked at. We got to the car, and as soon as we got there, we got two of the loudest rebel yells you've ever heard in your life.
Yes.
And this is so cool.
It was so loud, and it echoed.
Oh my God. This is so cool. All right, there's not a house around that place for 5 miles either side. Mm-hmm. Behind it, it's all natural woods. So there's no houses back there till you probably go about 7 or 8 miles back before they have houses. So there's nobody out there. This is like 3:30 in the morning. And the two rebel yells we got, dude, was just so crystal clear and loud. It was there showing.
It was chilling.
It was chilling.
It was chilling.
Amazing that we actually got that.
It was precious.
And that's, if I didn't have Matt and Lee with there, nobody would ever believe we got that. But I had witnesses, and her two kids were in the car. It woke them up. It was so loud.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're like, what was that? And I just looked over, babe, that was a real rebel yell.
That was a rebel yell. I was like, holy
but it was
crap.
like maybe 2 or 3 soldiers, and they were all within the same sound. Yeah. If you go on YouTube and you put in their rebel yell, it sounds like a train.
Yeah.
Because they're all on different rhythms. Oh my God, it's definitely intimidating.
Wow. It was so cool though, and I wish we'd had recorders going. We were recording it, but
I was so tired. I'm just going to tell you, I was sleeping standing up.
Well, y'all had just drove straight from South Carolina over to Birmingham. We had done,
and it was like 4 a.m.
Yeah, we had went over and done Sloss Furnaces that same day.
Oh wow,
we
how was that?
Back, oh, dude, Sloss Furnaces.
It was amazing.
If you could, Sloss. The only thing I hate about it now is it used to you could go in there and film for paranormal, but they got all cultural now, so they only book it for weddings and parties and bar mitzvahs, or they have little steel making classes where you can learn how to make a piece of wrought iron, and they will not let you do investigations anymore, which sucks because it was a phenomenal place. It was always active, dude. Inside, okay, I'll give you the main room. Inside the boiler room, there was a gentleman, and this is before they had safety gear, and there's a big wheel that goes around that helps helps the fire. And a gentleman was eating his lunch, and he leaned up and he got just close enough to that wheel, and it snatched him up, and then it crushed him as it came back down. Well, we got video of him leaning against the thing, watching him suck up and go around the top, and you could see when he hit, like all the guts and stuff come out of his body and just squirted across the floor.
And we used luminol on the wheel, and of course it lit up. Yeah. So but they said it was running one way. Remember that, Blaine? And it was actually going the other way.
The other way. And you will catch shadow figures in there with your own eyes. You'll hear audible voices in there. And I will say this, it was a very male-dominated workforce. So if you do have females, they like to say crude and rude things. Mm-hmm. I mean, very crude, rude things. But one of the cool things that happened with me, Lee, and Matt, they lived on the property. They had to shop at the company store, so they were always indebted. They never got paid cash. Well, a young lady and her 5-year-old daughter, she was the one that took lunches down to the workers down in the tunnel where the trains would come in and drop off all the raw material for the pig iron. Well, she was walking down with the lunches, and she tripped going downstairs and fell down and broke her neck. Her husband worked on the far end, not in the tunnel. He was basically the rail conductor that made sure that the right trains went to the right places and stopped and got where they needed in the tunnel. Well, she came in one side, fell, broke her neck. They rushed her out the far end and went and grabbed her husband. And as he was running down to see her, the little 5-year-old was supposed to stay upstairs. But, 5-year-olds get curious. She fell down the stairs, broke her neck, within 7-8 minutes of her mom dying. Well, they'd already got her mom moved out, tried to get her to the infirmary, and they had to bring the little girl. So we picked up on the mother, the little girl, and the father.
Oh, it was
And
horrible.
it was amazing and horrible at the same time that we got to reunite that family, because all the years since it happened, when the wife died, she went to a different dimension than her daughter did. So they were not even on the same plane. And they had been looking for each other for years and years and years. And so had the father. The father couldn't see either one of them, because he probably died maybe 4 or 5 years after they did. I think he got remarried, had more kids. But when he died, he couldn't see his wife. He couldn't see his child. And me, Lee, and Matt actually got all three of them on the same dimension, the same plane, where they could go with each
It was
other.
hard. It was hard.
It did.
Luckily, my son looked enough like the kids, like the family. He looked like he belonged in the family, and Elijah could see him.
Yeah.
And we thought it was a residual haunting, but it wasn't. And so we were able to interrupt his work and get him to where he would communicate, and then we were able to get them all together. So before the trauma happened, it was not an easy night.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we got all three of them back together, which was amazing to us. That we
I
were
cried
able to
until I was just sick, because I mean, so much energy was flowing and trying to get things moved and healing.
Well,
Healing comes in all stages of life, including death. It's
yeah,
not just a
and-
matter of
and
telling their story.
I had been trying for 7-8 years to get the mother and daughter on the same plane.
Yeah, you
I
had. I
didn't have
remember you
enough
talking
energy.
about it.
I didn't have enough energy to do it, but when me, Matt, Lee, and her son Elijah got there, it created enough energy where I
think it was just getting even the spirit's mind process, because they were so distraught about what had happened and all the trauma, they couldn't see us. They couldn't keep their mind on us. And so I had one, Matt had one, Elijah had one, Blaine had one, and then that's how we're able to pull them all together. Because it's a long story. The technical side, emotionally, spiritually, of all that was not easy.
I wish
one of the
that could have
most
been
rewarding nights that I've ever had doing
my
paranormal.
God. And it was just for us being empaths and mediums and psychics, or whatever you want to call us. The energy that we got to feel was of course all the fear, the anger, and what's the word I'm looking for?
They had a feeling of just absolute dread.
Yeah,
every
dread.
time they got. Yeah, it was awful. But the relief,
get them, the relief and the energy was so. It was like, okay, just say you made one of your 6-week trips, and just say you go home to your wife or your girlfriend or whatever you have, and you haven't seen her 6 weeks. Well, that joy of seeing that person is you're excited because, hey, I get to see my loved one again. And for them, that had been over 100 years before they had seen each other and felt that love, and that love and the pure great energy that just come off of them, and it resonated through us because we could feel the energy, and it was like going from a very, very hot shower to a very cold shower within an instant. So you had all that other emotion, and then that beautiful, joyous love emotion, and it was just radiating through all of us. And it's something I will never forget, and something Lee or Matt or her son Elijah will never forget. It was just amazing for us that we could do something like that to help three spirits like that reunite with each other.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Amazing. That is.
I would like to feel the energy change in that room.
I would love to do some energy experiments together. Since you're on the analytical side, and the three of us are on a more actually, Gwen, you're kind of in the middle. See, she's a retired paramedic.
Okay.
There you go. Both. Yeah.
So it'd be fun. It's a lot of fun to do that kind of stuff. I've got some things we're going to do coming up at this next paranormal conference. Some experiments that we're going to do psychically and document what people feel, see, and hear, and then give them an analysis at the end of the night of the trends that we see. It's going to be fun. I mean, I love letting people have experiences within their own mind to question what they really can and can't do. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
So Vicki has a question. What sparked your interest in the paranormal? And I've been about to die to ask you that myself, because here you are.
We asked him at the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
we've asked. He's answered that already.
Well, she just asked it again, so maybe she wants to hear it again.
Okay, I'm just saying he already said it once.
Well, Vicki said it, so I'm gonna ask. Darn it! He's like my brother.
It's probably a good thing the two of you aren't in the same house right now, because I could see you throwing down.
We'll throw hands. We're gonna throw hands. He's like my brother for real.
But no, my interest started when I was younger.
What happened?
Oh, somebody just walked into my office. I was trying to figure out who was here.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I heard the doorknob open. I was like,
yeah.
I was looking good.
Patrick Walsh says hello, by the way. Patrick says hey.
But no, my interest started back when I was a lot younger, and growing up in Missouri, driving around gravel roads with family, telling ghost stories, stuff like that, and all the local legends, all that kind of fun stuff. And
he likes all the TV shows that we do too, right?
I mean, I remember when I was younger, one of my, I guess, most fun memories, I had a bunch of friends come over for a birthday party. And we're like, okay, we're gonna watch some scary movies. It was elementary school. So we're all sitting there, got the lights off, and here, unknown to us, my mom sneaks out of the house and starts scratching on the windows and stuff like that. And so we start freaking out.
I love your mom.
And she comes in and she's like, what's going on? I was like, there's something out there. And she's like, I'll go look. I was like, no, it'll get you. Don't go outside.
My dog and cat are getting into a fight.
Kevin, you'd love my house, because spirits came and see me for real regularly. So I'd have people over, and I'd sit there and watch. I'd watch this guy walk through this wall. I'd watch this guy come through the seat. I'd watch this lady come out from the floor. And I'd just sit there and wouldn't say a word. And but I'd looking at all of them, and my buddy's like, dude, there's a man over there. There's a man over there. Like, yeah. So who are they? I said, they're ghosts. What? They're ghosts. What? Ghosts? You got real ghosts in your house? Like, yeah, done everybody? I thought everybody did.
Now that was the woe of having children that are psychic. That's why we wrote a little book about it, and it's past time for part 2, Blaine.
Yes, we need to write that. We need to write the Cemetery Club. I mean, good Lord, we got stories that we need to get out there. People I think they'd love to hear them. Mm-hmm. We talk about them all the time, but I think if they could actually read more detail into them, because we don't get into them that much. But yeah, dude, this is fun. Yeah, we would have parties, and I'd have real spirits
there.
I don't know, but it was always funny, even during the daytime, because that cemetery across the street, dude. Mm-hmm. There were always spirits walking through there. You'd see them, you'd hear them, and this isn't so funny about it because it was an old, dilapidated graveyard. You'd find a grave that the tombstone might have 15 people buried in that one tombstone. The tombstone's gone, and you're looking down at boxes of bones. I mean, shards of wood, bone, all the way through it. And then you see these spirits walk through there in the middle of the daytime, and the grass is all up high. So it was pretty cool because you could actually see them walking through the grass and actually see them with the grass like the middle of their feet or their legs, but you can see their whole leg. And people used to be scared to death to come stay at my house. And then I had a few braves on them come on. Oh, I ain't scared. And my dad was the biggest jokester in the world. He's like, I'll give you a little butt, $10. You go over there and walk across the street. Mr. Ronnie. Me, I'd be like, Does that $10 count for me? No. Like, dang it. I walk across the street and start talking to the ghost. And
I was
then my
always
dad-
scared to death of our basement. I hated our
oh,
basement.
I loved our basement, dude.
Oh, I had a
hated
couple of
ours.
places. I had a couple places in our house that made me feel really, really weird.
Yeah.
So
Well,
what was your I can't talk. What was your basement like? Blah, blah, blah.
It was, I don't know if it was just because it was so dark or what, but like you got down the bottom of the steps and there's what used to be 2 bedrooms on the left, which was ended up being my playroom. And then when you got to the bottom of the steps on the right, it had like a big room. It had a bar in it. And then behind that was like a hallway that went all the way down that had like the washer and dryer back there and the wood stove and stuff like that. And it was something about that hallway I just did not like. I could not be down there especially with the lights off. I would not go down the basement. Couldn't sleep down there. I hated going down there by
I
myself.
wonder what it was.
See, I loved ours.
No idea, but I hated that basement.
Party at Kevin's house. Party at Kevin's house.
Party in the basement. I think I
Yes.
loved ours so much because I actually helped my dad dig it out and help my dad dig it out and help him concrete it and put walls up,
Fun.
put the bathroom in. And I lived down in that basement, like the kids from the '70s show. I love that basement. And
Yeah.
we had spirits down there. I'd sit there, be on the couch watching TV or listen to the radio, and I'd hear spirits open the door and walk through and sit down and listen to the music. I had some of them come in there just to watch TV because they'd never seen a TV before. I got fascinated with that.
We didn't have a door in our basement. Our basement didn't have a door.
Oh.
So it's just straight stairs down into the basement then.
Straight stairs down the basement. It was a full basement.
Yeah.
You know that whole basement scene with the steps in The Conjuring with the woo, that's scary. Can you imagine?
My grandma and grandpa's basement always scared me because their steps were open on the backside, and that scene from Evil Dead.
Dude, ours were too.
Ashley going down in the basement, and she's like behind the steps. I could not walk down grandma and grandpa's steps.
Okay, so with you being a cop and you being a ghost hunter, which one has been more difficult with the the angst of you have instinct, you have to have been a cop.
Yeah.
Which one, let's weigh it out. And I want to hear from you too, Blaine. Let's see what Kevin says first, though.
I mean, it's a whole difference in dealing with the living and the non-living.
Isn't it the truth? Oh my God!
I would rather deal with the non-living.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, Blaine, sir?
Okay, I can attest to the cop thing because when I was in the military, we had the augmentee as a cop, and I was sitting at the gate with a actual security forces guy, and we were in California, and we had 2 gangbangers. They were chasing each other, shooting each other.
Oh my God!
Well, this gets better. They started coming toward the base, like coming toward the gate. And I looked at the other guy and said, "Can we shoot them?" He said, "Not till they cross the gate." I was ready to light some people up, dude. They were shooting toward us. I was like, "Can we fire back?" And he was like, "No." And just before you get to the gate, there was a little turnaround. Both of them turned around, still shooting at each other as they're making the turn. One of them shooting toward us, the other one shooting toward back to the street. And they go out the other side where the light is, run the light. They're still shooting at each other. And the only thing I saw after that was a bunch of helicopters looking for them, but they never caught them. I'm like, but I got to see some weird stuff too. We went to domestic dispute on base housing. It really wasn't a domestic dispute. These 2 got in a food fight. And when we came to the door, he had eggs and mustard and ketchup, mayonnaise, and she had flour and sugar. And I look at the other guy and says, "So what were you charging them with?" So they never hit each other. They threw food at each other. It was a
food fight.
Yeah.
And both of them, when they opened the door, looked like they were 2 little kids that got caught doing something wrong. And both of them had their heads down and like, "Are you going to take us to jail?" I looked at the other guy and says, "You really want to put them nasty people in our car with all that crap on them?" Kevin knows we're the ones that got to clean that crap out.
The worst thing that ever happened to me when I was on the sheriff's department It's kind of
Lord.
it used to be an embarrassing story. Now I'm just like, it's just freaking hilarious.
Okay.
So I was with my sergeant one night, and we was going to go up to the north end of the county and do some, we're going to go look for some drugs and stuff. So we're going, and I lived in town. From my house to the office and back was like 3/10 of a mile round trip. So I live like right next to the sheriff's office.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to go up north. We're going to go look for some, go find us some drugs. So we're probably, I don't know, 18 miles from town. It's pretty cold out. It's probably in the 40s. We're going along, just having a good time. I have my soda between my legs and, just driving. Reach down to scratch my foot, and all of a sudden I just feel my crotch get soaking wet. Like I just spilled my soda all over myself.
Yeah, like damn.
And then,
I like that.
And then about that time, we were both like, and then the heat set in. When I had reached down to scratch my foot, the bottom of my bulletproof vest hit the button on my mace, and I emptied a half a can of pepper spray.
Oh my God!
Oh,
We start choking. Our eyes are watering, noses running, can't see to drive. We have to roll the windows down. I'm trying to get my gun belt off to pull my pants away from me because I could just feel like the mace running down the inside of my legs.
Dude.
So snot.
Oh my God, honey!
Trying to drive 18 miles back to town with it 40 degrees outside. Your tears are freezing to the side of your face.
Yeah.
I get home and I just run in the shower and I just under cold water for like 45 minutes.
Dude, you had
I
to.
bet.
It was like I backed off for it a second and I was like, okay, this is better. And the heat's just like, it's back.
Oh, dude.
Back into the cold water again.
It's the same stuff that they use for us when we had to go through the gas chamber. That stuff burns.
Trying to use that BioShield, which is that decontamination spray.
Yeah.
That wasn't working.
Oh my God.
On fire.
I heard that bread helps. Does bread and milk help, or
I don't know.
We used
it was
Dawn detergent, honestly.
Dawn detergent.
Dawn might work.
You had it. Don't rub it. Don't ever rub.
Oh, you rub it, you're screwed.
Oh my God.
You gotta let it dry and flake off, kind of.
Yes.
I have not lived a life at all, have I? Nothing like that has ever happened. Oh my God.
Oh, dude, I bet you were. You're like, oh God, I'm gonna be blind. I'm never gonna get this smell out of my nostrils ever.
I had to throw all my clothes away.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Did you get the car clean?
Oh, it didn't get in the car; it just got all over me.
All over. Okay, good.
Yeah,
he took
couldn't ride in the car
it.
because it was so your eyes would water. We had to leave the doors open on it for like a night.
Dude, you had to probably take it back to your motor guys and have them put 2 fans in there where it just blew all that shit out. Oh my God.
That's terrible.
That is good. Hey, I had another buddy do the same thing, but his got all over his partner in the car. And it was like you said, it was like 35, 40 degrees. And they had a guy in the car that they had just picked up on Drunken Public. So he gets blasted. All 3 of them in the car just get just Jimmy blasted with that stuff. And he's back there screaming, I'm suing.
I'm suing. Yeah, is it better to work with the dead? That question has been answered. Seriously. Oh my God.
Yep.
The cop looked at him and goes, hey, all I gotta say is you charged us and I had to spray you. What are you gonna? Who's gonna believe you or me?
Yeah.
If two of us, one of you, we win.
I just told him to spell my name right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, this has been a crazy show.
I love it.
Isn't it awesome? I love it. People are having a blast. I just thank you so much for coming on, Kevin. You got to come back. Tell us what kind of mischief you're into now.
For real, man.
Yeah, there'll be a lot coming up soon. So
awesome.
Dude, keep us up to date on it. Just send Lee, myself a message, listen to what's going on. We're not going to disclose anything you do because we understand what you do because we've both done shows.
We just want to enjoy it with you.
We don't want to enjoy it with you.
Just make sure you tell me. Don't say anything, Don't let me screw up, honey. Lord, because I'll stick my foot in my mouth and I can't unring a bell, But I would be so thrilled.
Kevin, my name's Sergeant Schultz. I know nothing. dude, you say not to say it. I'll listen to the story because I'll think it's hilarious and I'll enjoy the story. But that's as far as it goes until you come back on the show and that's already been released. We'll talk about it then. But till then, it'll just be me and you talking about, me, you, and Lee talking about, okay, guys.
Or Gwen. Yeah.
And this
All
happened.
of us.
All right, we were filming this, and this happened. Dude, you're not going to believe this. Blah, blah, blah happened. Like, dude, that's so cool. And it would be so cool because, like, you're not disclosing anything to nobody that's going to say anything. And you're still, confidentiality is still good. But yeah, dude, we'd love to hear the stories. And we'll give you some, too, of stuff that we
Oh,
filmed.
yeah. One of the things that we are really enjoying, I think, is about psychic children.
Oh,
because a lot of the people that we're in class, you know, we teach ghost hunting and psychic, your psychic connection, things like that, how to ground and shield. We talk about equipment, you know, we break it down and have a lot of fun. Well, we've had some people come in, and lo and behold, some of the questions they had when they were a kid that they're still trying to process now that the taboo's off, you know, whoever was telling them to be quiet about it, now that's gone. Before they have a chance to process it and unpack it in their head, now their kids or grandkids are seeing spirits and having conversations right in front of them. And it's a lot of fun, you know, watching these things, see these little trends in the family.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much fun. And it's
fun too to watch them open up. Like you said, it's been so taboo from them not to say anything. And for them to get to actually speak to people that have done this for years and years and years and understand. It's now they can break their freak flag out and just have fun with it.
The freak flag. I love that. Oh my Lord. I might be stealing that one. Here's another one he's got.
It already belongs to family spirit anyway.
Well, you did the other one. Tell him about the other one. The Boo Buddy.
Oh, the Boo Buddy. Okay. You know as well as I do. Okay, it's not good to investigate by yourself, especially now because there's other factors out there like human factors. You don't know if a location is
people crazy.
Crackhead is in there. Right, they're nuts. Or some person that wanted to buy the house, he's pissed off because somebody else got it. You don't know what these stupid ass people are going to do. So I made it this firm.
Sorry, you just turned it my tickle box over. It's your fault.
It's good. But see, I made the term Boo Buddies. Like, okay, Gwen, your Boo Buddy is Lee. Kevin, you're my Boo Buddy. Okay. We go everywhere together. Yeah, we do love, brother, much love. And we go investigate, but we're staying together. So if you witness something and I'm there, we can confirm it and verify it. Or if I let you go by yourself and just say you trip and bust your ass and break your leg, ain't nobody there to help you. And you know as well as I do with electronics for spirits, they like messing with your equipment, and your phone's a part of your equipment. I've had places you're in the middle of 5 towers and have no signal because they blocked it. So,
can you imagine what he did to me when we were in the bottom of that ship and I went tearing off by myself? He was standing there with I was chasing a spirit I saw. He's like, get back here. Had his hands on his hips. He's like 6'3". And I'm looking up at him like this. He's like, now you know better running off by yourself.
Yeah, Boo Buddy 101.
He was tripping out.
You said it on the ship. You said it.
Well, I got to a spot and I got stuck. He kept telling me to turn around. There was no turn around. I was in a bad spot.
And I'll tell you something funny, Kevin. Our whole class that we teach, and they enthralled the Boo Buddy. They had Boo Buddies everywhere they went.
My birthday cake had Boo Buddy.
Birthday had Boo Buddy on it.
Thank you, Quinn.
Boo Buddy's creepy.
Dude, I love it though.
You like Boo Buddy?
It's creepy.
Yeah,
that's the point. Yeah.
Teddy, it's like those damn Teddy Ruxpins we had.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that thing. But my Boo Buddy's a whole different thing. I even have T-shirts that say Boo Buddy on. Lee has them that she's going to bring to the con, and I gotta tell you the mine and Gwen story. We're at the North Carolina. All right, the night before we investigated.
I got to mute again. Wait.
Okay, we're sitting outside. We're playing around with necrophonic on the patio right by the pool. And one of the owners of the hotel walked out there. he walked by and sort of looked, stopped back, and goes, "Y'all doing supernatural shit?" And he says, "Y'all trying to haunt my hotel?" I said, "No, we're not." I said, "No, we're not. It's already haunted." His eyes got as big as saucers,
Huge.
dude, and he just dropped whatever the hell he was doing outside. And all we saw was ass and elbows and him getting back in that door and him looking back at us like 3 or 4 times, making sure it wasn't coming in after him. I laughed so hard that me and Glenn were like,
Oh, yeah.
we've got us a new T-shirt. I've got now. If you look at my down here, I'm doing supernatural shit. That's where that came from. I actually had shirts that say I'm doing supernatural shit.
That's hilarious.
You know, he avoided us the rest of that trip too, right? He would go down the other hall. Yeah.
I think we saw him like twice after that.
I'm sorry.
He see us and he go left, and then he got his partner. It's probably his brother or brother-in-law, and he mumbled something to him like, "They're doing ghost stuff outside."
Yeah, we had some ignorant folks.
I'm like, "Okay, dude, your whole hotel is pretty much filled up with people that ghost hunt. So yeah, we're doing some supernatural shit."
Yeah, we just happened to be sitting outside, and I think he was watering something because he kind of threw the hose and got out of there, man.
He was gone. But yeah, dude, I thought it was hilarious. It's like y'all doing supernatural shit. Y'all trying to haunt my hotel. No, we're not. It's already haunted. It is like, what?
What?
We're just talking about who's already here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were.
Yeah.
And I mean, literally after he had said that, a ghost came across the damn necrophone and goes, "We're always here."
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I have done nothing but laugh the last 15 minutes. I'm sorry. I just can't stop.
It's fun stuff, man. This is how we go into an investigation too. We all laughing and cutting up, and we get so much better evidence that way.
Oh yeah, yeah. The energy of the people have so much to do with how much evidence and how active a place is. I think.
Oh, dude, I agree because they thrive off that energy, good, bad, or indifferent. But you're getting the good energy coming through there. They're responding a lot more now. They're happy, and it's like, oh, I want to get in on this too. Let's do this. It's like you said, you had a new guy that your friend's scared. We call them bait because their energy is so. You got the anxiety,
and they're so robotic.
Robotic.
Are you a male?
Are you?
Are you a female? And they're waiting. Instead of just letting the energy flow and be part of their energy, then you can hear it, and then it's confirmation what you get, as opposed to waiting on the, light the butt. Oh, come on, y'all.
Kevin, I'll give you some great questions to use, like when you're doing EVPs. Don't ask them what their name is or if they know they're dead. Ask them cool stuff. It's like, is there beer there? Is there music there? Is there food there? You would be surprised the answers you get. Then they'll start telling you what their name is and where their mother hid their jewelry.
I think that I don't think I have seen a humorous ghost hunt on television yet, but man, if that was an opportunity, we would have a blast.
Yeah, we need to have one.
Yeah,
because we have so much fun. Oh my God!
Back in the day, it was Paranormal After Party.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember. Do you remember that, Kevin?
I do.
You're not old enough to remember that, are you?
I do.
I know you and I know. Oh gosh, that was back during blog talk days.
Yeah.
Blog Talk was like when paranormal hit the fan.
Yep.
Blog Talk was the place to be, and everybody wanted a spot on it. And it was cool. You had to have somebody to be your moderator, and people were asking questions and doing all kinds of stuff. Then it went to live stream, and it bounced over. Here we go. Okay, so y'all are very funny. Hey, Gwen Johns. So orbs keep flying around my 7-year-old nephew when he sleeps. He's special needs, and I have them on video. Any thoughts?
Can I?
Go ahead, Blaine.
Okay.
I feel it too.
Let me tell you what spirits say about orbs. They do not like them. Most of your orbs can be explained away with either dust, dander, water vapor, bugs, and several other things. Okay. What you're getting, and our solution, our joking solution for that is just get you a bottle of dust, and that'll work. I'll take most of your orbs. But if they're light sources that you can actually see the lights change colors, yes, that is a form of a spirit, which they call sprites. Those can form energy, and also you have natural energy that will form energy balls, like ball lightning. Okay. Now, around your child, though, let me tell you this: your child is one of the most protected things in this earth, because think about this: you have 7 generations of both sides of your family that are watchers and protectors over your family, and especially children, because they are vulnerable to spirits, that they're highly protected and watched over very highly and very well. And I hate to bust people about orbs, but and you filmed enough, Kevin, that you've got every kind of dust orb you could probably ever think of going through your cameras, and you're like, you got to. If what's the old saying? When in doubt, throw it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and like I said, if they do change colors, is a whole different thing. But.
Yeah. My take on it as a mom and as a mother of psychic children, I can tell you that children, whether they're whatever age or special needs or whatever, it doesn't really matter because they are very pure.
Yeah.
And they can also astral project or remote view at that age. And I really feel like you need to remember what the Bible says about having a protective angel around you, that you are born with an angel. So I say, if you feel threatened, if you have a feeling as a parent, I need to protect my child, then send me a private message and let's see if we can get somebody over there. But
And
if it's
that I can help you out with too. Okay, until you get with me or Lee, do this. Use your mama voice, and I'll guarantee you that I'm 6'3", 250. If I heard my mama say something right now, I'd turn, yes, ma'am. Spirit will do the same thing. You talk to them in your mama voice. If you feel threatened by them, so look, that's enough of your crap right now. I ain't having no more of it. Do it like you would tell your child if they were being bad. Treat them like a child, because that's what they're acting like. And you'd be surprised how quick they stop being stupid.
So, Elizabeth, I hope that helps you. But I do feel like if you have any videos that concern you, we are here to listen. And if you have any, if there's something that is specific.
So odd, not scared. Okay.
Yes.
And
okay, here we go. She said she just felt something odd, not scared. So she turned on the night light. And yes, it wasn't dust, no light in the room. And she did check it. And she does feel better about that. Your energy as a mom, that child is part of you. And you can just take that energy and blow it right out of you and say, you get out of this house and get away from my family. Get the broom if you have to and sweep, because the action of sweeping, pushing that energy towards the door and brushing it out.
And then as you do it, open the door, sweep that thing out the door.
Yeah, don't come back.
Don't you ever come back around here. Shut the door and say, that's enough of you. Also, another thing you do, if you ever feel threatened too, especially in your child's room, because he has special needs, they are very well protected. Believe it or not, they're put on a special, like a watch list. Is like, no, okay, you're not going to mess with this child at all. And another thing you can do too, if the child can sleep through it, put a little music on in the room that's comfortable for the child, because music is nothing but positive energy, and negative cannot go toward that. It hates it. It repels it. It's wonderful. And if, like I said, if you have any other
positive
issues,
energy,
call me or Lee, and we'll be glad to help. This is what we do. We especially deal with people that are spirits that are messing with women and children. Me and Lee do not put up with that. I become a bear, and she becomes mama bear.
Yes, I do.
And I love animals and children, and I I won't personally do it to a spirit, but I guarantee you, I got spirits that will mess up a spirit if they're acting wrong. They'll put them back where they're supposed to be.
I'm going to assume, because you're from the area, Elizabeth, that you're Christian. If you're not, please PM me, because there's other things that can be done within your faith.
Mhm.
But there's several scriptures that I wanted to tell you about. Isaiah 54:17. And it's, I pray that you cover my children and give them the helmet of salvation to protect their minds against messages that compete for their attention, and guard their hearts. And Lord, from anger, depression, anxiety, loneliness, and anything that would make them feel unworthy of love. Then there's Psalms 91:10, and it just keeps going. And I think that, if I were you, I would have a prayer and go to all the corners of your house, and put on positive energy music, make sure that that's going, and, say very positive things. Just make sure that energy just keeps rolling.
Yep.
And
laugh a lot.
lots of laughter.
Laughter is one of the best. And we've done this so long, I know what to tell people. So does Lee. We've done enough of these cases where spirits are hurting children, hurting women. And I tell them, look, use that mama
I don't
voice.
care where you are. Call me, send me a message.
Yeah.
I'll come to you, or I'll send somebody. But if you have a child that's psychic, it's like a moth to a flame. Once you've been in the paranormal spectrum, I would say, they can see the child as much as the child can see them. So buckle up, Buttercup. Here you go. We've got a book we'll send you, and maybe we can ask some questions and get some answers, and we can do it together.
And give you some stuff that'll help you with and I always tell people, if their kids are mediums or psychics, do not discourage them. Encourage them and embrace their gifts, because we didn't ask for these gifts. They were given to us for a reason. And one of the biggest things me and Lee do is because of children, because Lee had more guidance than I did, because she had a grandmother and mother. And me, I had my grandmother. I had my grandmother for a little while, and she got married and to an Air Force guy, moved out to Nebraska. So I lost my support system. So I did all of this from the time I was 8, 9 years old by myself. I had no help doing it. And I understand what these children are going through. So I don't want them to have to go through what I went through, because I saw some scary, nasty stuff that most adults would not be able to handle some of the stuff I saw or experienced. And me and Lee, that's why we wrote that book, is because we wanted to help parents of kids that are gifted and help the children understand. It's like, hey, you got a great gift. And I explain it to them it's like, okay, some people were given the gift of music. You can play any instrument you want to, or you were given the gift of sports where you're good at baseball, football, basketball, whatever, or you're good at drawing. But that gift was given to you for a reason. This gift is no different. It's just a mental gift that you have and a spiritual gift you have. And
I'll take it down. Finish your sentence.
I just want to help them. Yeah.
Do I put it up now? No. All right. So what I wanted to say is, psychic kids are sensitive to non-physical phenomena, energies, and influences. But if you've got a psychic child, you have to remember that the child can also influence someone else, and you might not realize it. So the psychic child, their nature is innate, and they are sensitive to emotions and thoughts and invisible happenings in the world around them. And since your child does have special needs, this might be a way of expression. This actually could lead into psychokinetic type of. Keep in touch with me, please. I would like to see how this comes about, because you may have a poltergeist later. This child might have a whole different way of expressing himself. So, yes, Vicky said this.
Okay.
Kids are a wide open source of light.
Plus, they do not understand how strong their gifts are at this time, and they can project energy out. Actually, they don't even project it. They just flow it through their bodies, not even knowing they're doing it. And some of them can be very strong energy coming out, and it'll attract other energies as well. So yeah, that's
my
we're
little boy, my sweet little boy, who is now 6'4".
He's bigger than me now.
He's a big feller.
Yeah.
But when he was little, Luna's got my headset. Hold on. Luna, let go. You crazy dog. Okay. So what I was going to say is Elijah, when he was a toddler, would tell me about a little soldier that was coming to visit him. And he told me his name and how they were friends and how he died and how it was terrible to be able to see him because he got shot in the head and there's a lot of blood. And I got him to draw a picture and it did look pretty gross. So he had to talk to Joshua and let him know that he could change how he looked. And, there was a lot of conversations that a lot of people thought I was a little bit crazy of. But, my toddler wasn't lying to me.
No, he wasn't.
And there was a lot of things that are happening around the house. It was exactly, can you do this if, blah, blah, blah. And he did it. So, there's a lot of things that we don't know.
Yeah.
And our children have abilities they're born with that they're listening to their instinct. They're more grown now than they were when we were kids. And I know I sound like I'm as old as, Grandma Mabel, but it's true. So hey, Tracy, thank you. We're just talking about the shirts you made for us, Tracy, the Boo Buddy shirts, and we're doing supernatural shit. Okay, Elizabeth, thank you. She says she'll be right back.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
So, if you'll ever, Kevin, if you run into a psychic child situation or a parent, having to deal with a psychic child or, they were psychic as a kid and now something's happening, you know who to call because we really do have the best intentions. Oh, great. Absolutely. Tracy's coming in November. Yay!
Yay! I finally get to meet you in person. Yay!
So when you guys travel, Kevin, are you guys like air mattress, peanut butter sandwich, packing everything you can in one bag and roughing it? Or do you guys, stay in, nice comfy places?
We usually get nice comfy places. We get to these B&Bs and stuff. We'll spend the night in there a lot of times.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
But it was fun when we did the Grand Victorian Inn on season 1. The cast and crew stayed there, so they get to having some fun too.
I bet that was fun. Yeah.
And most of the time it was just myself, Brandon, and Mustafa, or sometimes.
I love Mustafa. I love all your guys, man. They were so sweet
together.
Yeah, I have not mentioned Mom, but we met you and Mustafa and Brandon, and my mom thought that Mustafa, Brandon, but Mustafa being as tall and dark, that was her boy, and she clamped onto his arm, and that was it. Aww. And when she flirted, she was flirting, telling him how pretty he was,
She can flirt with the best of them, days.
There were 3 fellas that after the catastrophe that happened with us, bless her heart, God bless you, Mama.
Yes,
they let me know they were much younger than her, but they had some intentions of going to coffee with Mom. No. So I was like, go Mom, go Mom. But I'm glad she didn't have a moment of getting sick and getting a bad diagnosis or any of that. And I know she loved filming with you guys. She would say, look at him playing with the dog. Because when you were talking to Ginger and you're being sweet, he said, isn't he just the sweetest thing? Thing? So,
Kevin, that was Mama. And if you didn't like Mama, something was wrong with you. Because that woman, I'd never seen that woman make an enemy anywhere. She was just, her energy was just so beautiful that you were blessed to have her around you, just to be around her energy. I love that woman to death. I call her my mom. I know.
Yeah, she loves you, and Gwen too. Yes. She said, "You're my second." She'd say, "Come on, second daughter," and
she would get mad if I didn't come straight to her when I came in the house.
Oh yeah,
if I spoke to anybody, just kind of in passing, that's fine. But I had to come to her. Oh yeah, she's a mess.
Kevin, I gotta ask: when you're filming, your filming crew and your sound guys and all that stuff, if they ever had something like cool, weird happen to them, that they're like, "What the hell's going on in here?"
Oh yeah, I mean they've got one of our crew members in season 2, she had something whisper in her ear outside on one of the properties, and
Uh-oh.
Nice.
scared her. I think just about every one of our crew members had an experience during filming.
Well, you know what was funny,
That's
Kevin?
cool.
Kevin, I filmed a show called Mission Unexplained,
Mhm.
and I filmed it up in Buffalo, New York. And before we filmed, I was sitting there talking to the 2 camera guys and the
She's
2
trying to
sound
take my headset off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She's
And
just
the
going to photobomb.
and the sound guy. And I asked him, says, all the years y'all been working in the business, have you ever had anything weird happen? No, not in 40 years. And as soon as he said that, both cameramen looked at me and goes, camera's dead. Both of them. Sound guy goes, sound's dead. I said, I'm in the room, so shit's going to happen. They're like, how do you do that? I said, spirits told me they were going to do it. And I just thought it'd be funny to see it happen. And they made it happen.
And they will. So I have one thing to say. I've been pretty quiet, but Blaine's book is now out.
I got a book. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got a book. And I just got to say, hey, I'm proud. I'm proud.
I'm so proud.
I am so
Yeah.
proud. Yes.
And y'all can actually go buy those on Amazon on a paperback, Kindle, and also they have also an audiobook. And I have copies that will be going with me to Ozarks Saturday, and I'll have more up there for Fitzpatrick Hotel in November. I was so happy.
There it is. Oh, wait, that's a video. I can't play it right now.
But yeah, I was so
I
excited.
do
I wrote a book.
expect mine signed, Blaine. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm actually going tomorrow and go to Walmart because I got to get some stuff because we're doing our grocery shopping. I'm going to get me a red Sharpie to sign with. I'm going to get me a notepad.
Yay!
So, yeah, the notepad's for several things, but I will be signing the book to anybody that wants it, and we will be selling them. And we hope you guys come by and pick one of the books. I read it. My wife read it, and she was just amazed. She says, "That came out of you?" I'm like, "Yeah, yes, it did." And then my daughter and granddaughter listened to the audio version while they were sitting on the beach Sunday. So
Isn't that awesome?
They haven't read it. They're getting a copy. I won't be able to mail theirs out till like probably Monday because we got the con all Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday at least I get to work from home. So I'm gonna go get a few books in the mail that people have wanted, requested them. So they've already sent me money, so I guess I better send them a book, you know.
That's so cool, Blaine. I love the size of it. I think that it's a great, like going to the beach book. You know, it's great for a pocket. It's called a short story by Blaine Rohan, Sacred Earth, Sacred Soul, My Indigenous Journey of Connection, Our Sacred Journey.
Yeah.
So the name of it is Sacred Journey, Our Sacred Journey.
Yeah, and the reason I put it as R because there's so many people that helped me on this journey, like Lee and Matt, my daughter, my wife, my granddaughter, and all of them are in the book because they mean that much to me that I had to put them in the book because without them, I couldn't have done a lot of my journey I've done. Yeah, Vicki, I got to get you a signed copy too. She's our publisher. She likes a signed copy from all her clients. So we'll get
Bless
you
her heart. She has put up with me for a couple of years.
Hey, and I tell you what, I tell you what, that woman, I do not want to mess with her because Amazon that did the books. Okay, they sent me one last Friday. I ordered 40 of them, and she got a message yesterday from Amazon saying that all the other 39 books were damaged. So she went to war with Amazon, and she called me back last night and goes, Blaine, you will have 40 books sitting on your doorstep Thursday.
There's the book.
Yeah. I walk out. Thank you. I walk outside today, and there are 39 books sitting on the front porch. So I'm hoping they send me the other 40 since they messed up.
Wouldn't that be awesome? That would be really cool. Because if they reported that these were messed up and they had to reorder, then you should be able to get the second order is.
Yeah.
Oh well. Thank you, Vicki. It's been a blessing working with you
Yeah, it
too.
is.
I need more books. I've got to order again.
And I thought it was funny too. It's like they said they were damaged. I opened the box up. Their things were pristine. There was like not even a mark on
he
the
made a
box.
video of it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that doesn't look messed up at all. What are they talking
I was
about?
like, what are they talking about? I was looking for like water damage or like they just gave me blank pages or something. Everything was in there. The only marking that was on the box is when the guy at Amazon, checked it off that he had sent it or put his little initials on it, wherever they do with it. That was it. I mean, they were packed in there, sitting there nice and pretty and pristine. I'm like, hey, works for me.
Definitely.
We are coming up on being into the show, and I absolutely hate it, man. You got to come back, Kevin.
Dude, definitely got to come back.
Come back, Kevin, please.
Yeah, Kevin, since
I will for sure.
we own this network, we can have you on anytime you want to come back.
Okay, so Vicki says I'll again in the morning call and see if they are still sending the others. So Vicki's got your back.
I told Vicki, I said, Vicki, I said, remind me never to piss you off because you're a mean little British woman. I don't want to.
She's British. I love to hear her talk.
She is a sweetheart.
I have a question for Kevin, real quick.
Yes.
Now, Kevin, I don't know because I didn't catch. Do you see spirits? Do you feel them or anything like that?
Not normally. I'm every now and then I can walk into a room and feel like the heaviness of it, and stuff like that. I can feel like cold chills and stuff, but as of like seeing things, not really. I think my third eye needs some work.
Well, these two understand what I'm saying. I worked for years, and of course, I couldn't really tell anybody that I could see and all this and here. And I would go into, I was a medic, and I would go in and see the person and also see the spirit. And it was, when people tell me, oh, I have two, and it's cool. So, but if you even felt anything, that's great. Because I can definitely tell you have the thing around you.
Well, Kevin, I can tell you. And plus, you have that cop intuition. Believe it or not, that is a gift. Because your body and energy, you reflect toward that. You knew if you were about to go into a bad situation. Your body told you.
And also, while I was on the sheriff's department, and also working for the PI, I was also a assistant coroner.
Oh,
my Lord!
I did that for a couple of years as well.
Well, Kevin, one of the things I will do for you is, I ever meet you in person, I will do you a free attunement, and I will open your third eye for you.
It needs.
I'll help.
It closes off a lot. It seems like I just need to go get a whole realignment right now.
We can do that.
We can do that, and we can do it distantly. But I like doing it in person because you get to feel the energy more.
We're gonna line the whole thing.
Oh yeah. You're gonna be going, oh Lord, what they do to me?
We're gonna line it all. It's gonna be up and down. It's gonna be perfect.
Yep. And
that's gonna be fun.
What career you've chosen now? You need that insight. What you're doing, it'll make your investigations a lot better because you're walking to a place. And like, I can already tell you this: you are an empath. But
I know it.
You don't know how to use it yet. And I'll tell you how I know you are. You walk into a room, whether it's a live person or a spirit, you pick up energies in there. Like if you were going, especially as a cop, you walked into a room and you knew that the couple had just been fighting in there. And they're all smiling when they see you, but you can still pick up that energy of the room. And I'll just look at them like, y'all were fighting about this. And they'll look at me like I stole something. It's like, how do you know that? I'm like, the energy is so thick in here, you could cut it with a knife. And your energy is telling me, I can tell you your whole argument you had. And they're like, oh, shit. You can do the same thing. You just haven't realized you could do it yet. I promise you.
Yeah, it's coming. My mom, when she saw you, she said, I wonder if he knows.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't think so, but she would watch you. Oh, she was taking it all in. I wonder if he knows.
So sweet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's a sweetheart.
Yes.
I know where she is. I will see her again.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I do have a Native American blessing while I'm getting it together. Kevin, do you want to tell people how to get in touch with you or where to go to look for something that you're doing? You know, what are your last thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to keep up with us and the show and stuff, you can follow Haunted Discoveries on Facebook, on X, on Instagram. We're always posting updates and stuff like that, and when stuff's coming out, when it'll be aired. You can follow me personally on Instagram, Facebook. I'm on both. I think Instagram is Para Horror Nerd.
Nice.
KO.
I like it.
And then Facebook, I think, is just my name.
That's so cool. Well, you've blessed us being here for sure.
Yes, you have, brother.
It's been fun. That 2
Oh,
hours
yeah.
flew by.
Dude, it always
it
does.
is.
And we're so cool, dude, to come on here with us and talk
And
about
just
this
be
stuff.
you, you
Just
know.
be yourself, and now you got to learn a couple of new things that you could try out when you go film, and
You know we crazy.
crazy.
And we bring the crazy.
Well, I'm a paranormal freak, and I love being a freak. So
I do too.
Takes
Blaine
a
gave me
certain
a
kind of
big
person to
shirt.
do what we do.
Yes, it does. Blaine gave me a shirt that says nerd in glowing letters across my shirt. And I'm like, you know me the best. Okay, Blaine, will you do the blessing for tonight? Here it is for you. Is that blurry? Okay.
no, let me go back to big screen where I can read because I'm old.
We all are old. What do you mean?
Hey, I'm almost 60, so all right, move
And
this.
you make that shit look good.
I'm telling you. Okay. Hold on to what is good, even if it's a handful of dirt. Hold on to whatever you believe, even if it's a tree that stands by itself. Hold on to what you must do, even if it's the long way from here. Hold on to life, even if it's easier to let it go. Hold on to my hand, even if I have gone away from you.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
So blessings to everybody. Oh, I do want to throw one more out. Cat, stop it. What in the world? Y'all, I'm so sorry.
Sophia said there was a cloud.
Baby, quit it. Oh, my Lord. So I wanted to just remind one more thing. And there it is. That God gives us blessings in order to bless others.
Yes, it is.
So remember to keep the positivity and keep the love. And remember that Family Spirit International loves you. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget, we'll be on tomorrow night as well on our normal time slot.
Yes, we will be in our normal spot, and we will have Andy Andrews from Ghost Hunters International, that crazy kooky guy. I can't wait to talk to him. He's very analytical and very precise, but he's a lot of fun too. We're going to have a great night. So thank you for watching Family Spirit. Nice meeting you too. Again.
Thank you, Kevin.
Hugs, air hugs. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.